Hi, everybody. Happy Monday, and welcome back to another episode of Pucks and Power Plays podcast, brought to you by Boston Sports Entertainment Network. You can find BSEN at BSEN_617 on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, and TikTok as well. I think it's like _BSEN_617 on TikTok. You can find the podcast wherever you like to listen to podcasts at Pucks and Power Plays podcast. You can also find us on social media. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at Pucks and PP's Pod. My name is Emily. I'm one of our co-hosts. You can find me at Hyper Emmy, and this is...
I'm Liz. I'm our other co-host, and you can find me at Liz__Frazier.
We also have a Discord where we talk about the podcast and hockey, trading cards, and our book club. This month we are reading The Deal by Elle Kennedy, and we just added a lot of people to the Discord, which is great. We're super excited for that. But if you want to join our Discord and participate in any of the conversations, send us a message. We'll send you the link. We also have merch. So we've got, I've got ours on tonight. Great. But we've got sweatshirts and t-shirts available on our website, bsen617.square.site. And next week, let's talk about next week before we talk about this week. Next week's podcast episode is going to be a little different because next week we will be doing our fantasy league draft during the podcast. So we do currently have a full league. We have 20 people in that league. I know we have a few comments on TikTok where we have like additional people wanting to join the league. ESPN's capped out at 20. So if we have, I think there's like 3 or 4 people. If we have like 10 people, I would say that maybe want to do another league. We'll do another league. That's crazy that we have this many people interested, but we love it. So if you do want to participate in a fantasy league, send us a message, drop a comment on social media, something like that. I personally am not going to draft 2 leagues at once. So
no.
The second draft will probably not happen on live. Personally, maybe we'll do it on TikTok or something. Oh, that would be so fun. Anyway, but if you are interested in doing a hockey fantasy league still, let us know. If we have enough people that are interested, we'll make another one.
We'll suffer through it. Or not suffer, but we'll deal with the consequences of having 2 for the podcast and 1 for our group chat.
So many. And I'm in another one. I still don't understand how fantasy hockey works.
I'm going to confuse all my teams and be like, oh yeah, I put someone in and it's going to be for like the wrong league in the wrong week. And I'm going to be like, oh.
Yeah. It's going to be so interesting and so much fun. But if you're interested, let us know. Send us a message or drop a comment somewhere. If we have enough people interested, we'll do a second one. I just I don't know. I don't want to make a league for like 3 people. That doesn't sound like fun to me. So same with our book club. If you want to join our book club, let us know. Oh, next week's October. We got to pick October's book.
Oh my God, it's already October. I don't like that.
I have so many ideas.
I have ideas.
Get there. I'm looking at all my books being like, oh.
I'm thinking of all the ones I just bought the other day.
I know, you got some great books last week.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Barnes & Noble, and thank you, the $40 gift card I found.
I love that. I'm jealous that you have the collector's edition of The Deal.
I found it at Target.
It's cute. Oh, I was at Target today.
Mm-hmm.
I looked. I don't actually support Target, but sometimes you got to Target when you got to Target. There's only so much you can do about targeting.
Mm-hmm. We had to get thank you cards, and I was like, let's walk down the book aisle just for fun. And then I saw it, and I stared at Jacob, and I was like, so pretty, please. Will you buy it for me?
It's so pretty. I love that one.
Mm-hmm. Just a little ombre effect, and then their names on the side.
Yeah. It's in my Amazon wish list. If anybody listening wants to like purchase it for me, it's in my Amazon wish list. I'm happy to send you my Amazon wish list for books.
Amazon wish list for the podcast. Here's a bunch of books that both of us.
Books we want. That's so funny. I totally. Somebody wants to buy us books.
Let us know.
I'll send it to you. Oh, that's funny. Well, this week was a great week, Liz.
Was it though? Was it?
In some ways. In most ways, no. In one way, yes, because hockey is back, and that's all I care about right now. Is hockey is back. Hallelujah.
We're already in our
as the Bruins. Absolutely
no.
not. But
we hit our mid-season performance yesterday.
Yeah. Before we talk about the game, though, let's talk about training camp last week. Training camp started Wednesday. Sorry, all the thoughts just left my brain all at once. Training camp started Wednesday. We had our first preseason game yesterday, and we've got Group A and Group B. It looks like the groups might have changed today as well when I was looking earlier.
I believe so, because Pasta's officially back today. He's starting training camp.
Yep,
he's all clear, good to go.
Yeah, Wednesday they were not on the ice. Wednesday they were doing dry land tests, all that fun stuff. They noticed that Pasta was dealing with some tinnitus. That word's hard. And so they kept him off the ice until today. Today was his first day. So the groups are mixed with rookies and veterans. Something interesting that Marco is doing this year is how the locker rooms are set up. Did you hear this during the broadcast yesterday?
I think so.
So typically it sounds like the locker rooms during training camp are veterans in one room, rookies in another. He is actually doing it by whatever group you're in. So Group A is in a locker room together. Group B is in a locker room together. And they're doing that to try to like get these guys to know each other better right off the bat. They mentioned that Zadorov last year was like, yeah, I didn't even know some of these guys that well until I was on the 23-man roster and like was actually playing with them, because he was not in Group A or whatever group, the group with all the veterans. Or he was not in the locker room, with all the veterans. So he like didn't get to meet all of them. He just knew all the new guys coming in because that's who was in the locker room. So I think that's interesting. I love that, actually.
Mm-hmm. And I like how he mentioned it with the lines too, how we're going to have veterans and rookies on the same line, and not just like, oh, we know this line works already. They're established. We're keeping them as that one line. We're going to mix everyone.
Yeah. And I think it's important too. Like, we know, for example, that the Geeky, Pasta, who was the third? Lindholm or Zaka?
Lindholm.
I wanted to say Zaka, and I was like, I don't think Zaka's accurate.
That's what it started as, and then it became Lindholm.
Yeah. We know that, well, I say that, and then that's the line that practiced today. But we know that line works. That line will forever work. That line's going to be great. Whatever. It was interesting that they put those two together with somebody else during the game the other night. But I think especially like these few weeks when we have so many guys that are fighting for those last few spots, like, yeah, mix some vets in to see, like Brown, for example, put him with vets, see if he can hold his own. If he can't, fine. Send him back down. I get it. Whatever. But if he's one of the only two scorers in the game, maybe we should keep him up and give him a damn shot.
And when he beat the other NHL players on the team too. Just saying.
Justice for Patrick Brown. I will never stop saying it. I have big feelings today. Also, at one point, they showed Janelle really quick. and I thought it was Brad Marchand, and I was like really sad after I realized it was Jeannot.
It was the nose, wasn't it? It was the nose.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Unlike the situation where my dear darling husband, I don't even know if he can hear me, sends me a text yesterday and says, "What would you do if I told you Brad Marchand was at my work right now?" One, we're 10 hours away from Miami. That's not a thing. Two, I would get in my car, cry, and speed. That's what I would do.
Break every traffic law to get there. That's what I would do.
Yeah, no, truly. In case anybody wants to know, it was not him. Dude didn't even look like him. Not even close. Tanner Jeannot, though. Turn him sideways. Maybe. His nose doesn't look.
Looks closer, but he is like 10 feet taller. He's like, it's our tall Brad Marchand.
And I was like, okay. I also saw that, I think it's TSN posted something today, and I just saw it while I was in this meeting, so I didn't watch it. But I think Bradley interviewed Matthew Tkachuk for something.
Oh, yeah. He interviewed someone.
I didn't get to watch it yet. I saved it for later.
I saw the clip when I was at work, and I saved it because I couldn't listen to it.
No, it won't load, of course. Oh, Sam Reinhart. He interviews Sam Reinhart. I will be watching this later. Oh. Other interesting things from training camp. What else did we find interesting from training camp?
One of the lines that we have that we still had today, because I was looking at it, they really seem to like the Yzermont, Kuraly, Kastelik line.
Is that the Minnesota? They're all from Minnesota? No, Yzemont's not from Minnesota.
No. And Kuraly was from Columbus.
Why did my brain, nobody listened to me. I'm not talking about anything that makes any sense to anybody.
Did Kastelik even come from? Kastelik came from Ottawa in the Ullmark trade, too.
But doesn't he live in Minnesota? Him and Middlestat and somebody else? I don't know anymore.
Now I gotta look this up.
Nobody listened to anything I'm saying. I obviously need to go to bed.
Where are you from, buddy? He's from Arizona.
I knew that too. That's so annoying. Everybody just pretend I didn't say any of that. Just
the last 5 seconds did not exist.
I knew it as soon as it started coming out of my mouth too, that I was like nonsense, and I was like, it's too late. I've already started saying this. I have to finish it now.
And with confidence, you just gotta go for it.
It's one of those things where I definitely should be processing what I'm saying before I say it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we seem to really like that line, and I think it could be interesting. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it, but that could be a good, solid 4th line.
Yeah. The other line that I like is Merck, Fernacci, and Lysell.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad we changed the defensive pairings after last night.
I'm going to be so interested to see how these defensive pairings turn out, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think looking at Group B, Lowry and Charlie to me is go for it. Do it. Love it. I think they complement each other really well. They have opposite skill sets.
But how they play.
Yeah. Callahan and Sweezy could be interesting.
Lindholm and Peak, I feel like.
I want to see Lindholm. This is so random, I'm fully aware. I want to see Lindholm with Zadorov.
I want to see that.
I think Z always makes his way to just like really random spots, I feel like. But he is not always. When he wants to be on, he's really good at getting rebounds and getting them right back. Like, he's really good at getting it back to somebody, which I think for Lindholm could be like, it could work, especially in a power play. I think that could work really well. But Lindholm is really great at creating chances too. So that's like another, I guess, complementary one, or like opposite kind of skill, opposite defensive stylings. And then you also have Z being really aggressive with people, and Lindholm is not like that. So I think that could be really complementary on the ice of like offering that.
I think it could work, but I don't know how that would then work with our third pairing, because not that like either of them suck, but we would have two very clear, like strong defensive lines and then a very weak third pairing, I feel like.
Yeah, it'd either be Haru and Peak, or Callahan, Peak, Callahan, and Henry. Like, you'd be down to those three for that final line. You're right. It wouldn't be as strong. You'd have to separate them.
And I feel like with the way Zadorov and Lindholm play, because I'm also looking at how they both played with McAvoy for reference, they're either going to 100% complement each other, or it's going to not work.
Yeah, that's true. I think it'd be interesting, though.
Maybe one game. Maybe a preseason game, but like Zadorov actually knows how to play.
Last night was not great.
No. McAvoy's the only one who gets like a little bit of a grace period from me defensive-wise, because he hasn't played for a lot longer than everyone else.
Yeah.
I can't remember when he left. It was like March.
Who?
McAvoy.
February. It was Four Nations.
Didn't he come back for a tiny bit after Four Nations, though?
Oh, yeah, maybe like one game or two games. The broadcast said February last night.
Did I imagine him coming back? I could have. Oh, yeah, it was February. Okay, I imagined it.
But I think overall, I mean, Dallas Stars already made some decisions. They already sent guys back. So I thought that was really interesting from like an outside the Bruins perspective. But most of them were all juniors guys. They were all Canadian, OHL, blah, blah, blah. They have so many acronyms in Canada. I mean, we do too. But they already sent all their juniors guys back.
I think Chicago did the same the other day. They sent down 3 junior players.
That's crazy. I don't think we have anybody up from those leagues, though. So that might be the difference. That maybe we do. I actually don't know, to be entirely honest. I haven't looked into it.
I don't think so.
I don't think we do.
But I could be wrong.
Let's talk about it. Last night's game. So Liz and I were both wrong, and we were both very wrong. But in our defense, we said if you watch the clip of us making predictions last week, we both said that we knew the Bruins weren't going to win, but we were going with the Bruins anyway. So in our defense, we were also right while being incredibly wrong.
Exactly.
I will stand on this hill.
Also, I don't know. I kind of thought with maybe 4 NHL defensemen in the lineup, maybe 3.5 given McAvoy right now. I thought we would maybe do a bit better defensively, but
didn't know who was going to be on. We had no idea who's going to be on the ice when we made this prediction.
Mm-hmm.
We had no idea if it was going to be rookies or a mix. So I can give you more excuses if we need them.
Washington played a decent amount of NHL guys, and they had a lot of the goals. So, we had a Patrick Brown goal. So, we did better.
Yeah. So, lines for last night were Geeky, Lindholm, Arvidsson, Blumel, Poitras, Steves, Jeannot, Minton, Lysell, VL, Brown, Duran. Defensive pairings, Lowry, McAvoy, Brunet, Peak, Zadorov, Soderstrom, and then Sweezy. First half of the game was DiPietro. Second half was Rajacek.
I'm just going to call him Simon because that's his first name.
Great. If you're new here, I don't do great with names. I do my best. And then I look it up and
we try.
Sweet. Let's start with the goalies because I feel like that's an easy place to start.
Yes.
I was so excited that DiPietro was starting the game. And then I was so sad that DiPietro was starting the game.
We didn't know how to play. A lot of them were not his fault. I will give him that. No. Some of them were on him, but not all 5.
Yeah. That 5th one. Oof. I still am waving the DiPietro banner high and mighty. Give him another shot. He'll be better, I promise.
Mm-hmm. He definitely needs another shot because it's yesterday was day 3 or whatever of them actually being on the ice and all being together, that they're still building that chemistry, looking at our lines as well.
Yeah.
So give them a game later on in the preseason where we're all pretty established and know what we're actually doing.
Yeah. Marco Sturm did say in the press in the media room last week that I put it on Twitter. I don't remember what the exact quote was anymore, but he did say last week that he is not counting DiPietro out yet. Now, do I think we're sending Corpy down? No. Fully aware. However, I am very hopeful. Anyway, you have the number 1 AHL goalie. But then last night's performance doesn't really help his case. So.
No, but Simon, I was so pleasantly surprised. I knew nothing about him, and that dude was granted it was 6 shots, but still, he did great. And then in the shootout, I always forget they do a shootout at the end of a preseason game, and I was like, why are they back on the freaking ice?
Yeah.
And then I remembered he did great in the shootout. Granted, the goal was a 5-hole, but I think he did great.
Yeah, I agree. I think the shootout is so weird, but I also get it.
It's practice. I get it.
Yeah. I also think a contributing factor there as well was that our second and third periods looked completely different from our first period.
Mm-hmm.
And I think part of this, and listen, I'm not here to make excuses for the Bruins. I think Liz and I will both openly admit when the Bruins are just awful. But I think part of this is, and we've talked about this the last few weeks, there is a lot of new guys on this team. This is not how our offseason usually looks. This is not how our team usually looks. Usually the past like 5 years for sure, maybe 10 years, we have not had a lot of turnover with players during trade season, during off season. This year, of course, we had a huge trade deadline. We got rid of so many guys at trade deadline. We acquired a lot of guys like that only had 20 games to play with the team, and then we didn't get playoffs. So they didn't get anything else. And now we're coming in with those same guys that maybe never really got to develop the Bruins way, kind of those last few games. And all of the summer, which we didn't have a big summer, but like we did a few transactions over the summer. So you have a lot of guys that haven't played together that were on the ice together for 3 days.
Mm-hmm. And it's the first game. Like, yeah, they sucked. I'm not going to pretend they didn't suck because they sucked. Yeah. But it's the first game and they're building chemistry that I'm not going to judge them solely on that game.
Yeah. Now, if it comes next week and we're having the same conversation, that's a whole other story. But it like, I think the fact that our second and third period looked a lot better says so much about us as well during that game. We had 2 goals. One was Geeky, one was Patrick Brown. I laughed when Geeky scored because, of course, I'm here for it.
Of course.
Like, give us the energy. I cheered extra hard when Patrick Brown scored. I just want him to get a shot. I just want him to get a shot. I know he's going to be named captain of the Providence Bruins again this year, but I want so bad for him to get a shot.
He should be like, maybe not our 13th forward, but the guy we call up if we need to call someone up.
Yeah. Or we
like
could put him on the third line and see what happens, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Him, Poitras. Give me a Brown Poitras Lysell line. That goes hard. That goes, give that to me. That's our third line. Sold. Sign me up.
I was impressed by Mitten last night, though. I know we started with goalies, but he had a consistent game. He was going all at it.
Mm-hmm. He was good. What was our... One moment. Hold on. VL Brown Duran line. I was a fan of that line.
I was too.
I think they did really well together. I think we're going to see more of that line in Providence. But VL was looking for a fight towards the end of the game yesterday.
Not surprised, though, with all the hits on Poitras. Like, what was that?
It was crazy.
The high stick, the knee, there was another hit on top of that I can't remember off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were just bullying him, and only him.
Yeah. Which was all crazy. Like, one thing we keep hearing from coaches is that Poitras had a great off season. He's coming back apparently a lot stronger. Listen, I also look like his headshot looks like he grew up 5 years.
Who agreed to that haircut? And Mason's haircut and his headshot. Like, who styled them?
And Z's baby mustache. Although I'll say, in the pictures from yesterday's game, it looked better than it did from last week's headshots. So Why he decided to start growing a mustache on media day, I am not sure. But a week later, it looks a little bit better. Before
But
Sam
also
comes
how
for
it
us.
looks. I love you, Sam, and we love Zadorov, but it doesn't look right.
No. That's one reason I'm glad I'm not a guy, because then you have to deal with like growing your facial hair, and a lot of guys have like that in between stage where you're just like, no thankful.
And then it's like patchy and it's growing differently in different areas too. Like you'll have it fully grown here, but it's still patchy over here, and it's like not growing here.
Yeah. No. I
No,
just
thank
wax
you.
my eyebrows when they look weird. So thank God for that. Oh, but we've heard a lot the past week or so that he had a great off season. He had gained a lot of muscle. They could tell he's been conditioning and getting stronger. I think I expected a little bit more from him last night. He didn't do bad.
No.
I just also didn't notice him. Like, he wasn't doing anything exceptional that I was like, yeah, Matty P.
With the way they hyped him up, it felt like, I don't know if he necessarily would have been making hits, but it felt like he should have been making hits or doing something a lot more physical within his game, and we didn't see that.
Yeah. And that might be why, like, he was getting targeted so much, is because the media all week has been like, oh, well, he's so much stronger than he was last year.
But also like a neon knees, so.
Yeah. But this is what we were talking about last week with, like, you're going to be able to see who worked in the off season and who didn't, is stuff like that, like comments from the media or from random side note. Apparently Jimmy Kimmel is coming back to ABC. Great. My phone just alerted me in case anybody has feelings about that. I do, but not the time or place. But they said he had a great off season. Charlie has said that he had a great off season. Zadorov and Peak were both playing in SoFlo. I feel like sometimes, I don't know, I have feelings about this because I feel like it can either go one of two ways. You either are not giving your body a break and you're coming back still tired, but also SoFlo is 3-on-3 and it's all NHL or college guys or professional guys and college guys. And they're not like going hard, but they're staying like consistent and they're relatively competitive with each other. But for both of them, so like you're not giving your body a break, which
It
like either
needs.
helping build your muscles or you're just like contributing to this consistent, like not allowing your muscles to rebuild properly during the off season. So I'll be interested to see one way or the other. I was also expecting more from Z last night.
I was not expecting all those turnovers. They really upset me, and I don't know if it was the line he was on. Like the two of them did not work together.
Wasn't he with Peak?
No. Peak
Oh,
was with Burnett. Yeah. They did not complement each other.
Nope. Do not pair them together again.
It wasn't pretty. Neither of them did great.
Yeah. And I think sometimes it's hard because Z has such a specific playing style that you do have to have somebody who's stronger in like an offensive style because he's a very aggressive defense. So when we're like, I think about Lowry, they said this about Lowry yesterday, is he has started to become more of an offensive defenseman. Like Z is not. He is
No.
never going to be that style of player. So you have to have somebody that has more of those skills to complement that. And that was not what we had last night on the ice.
No. And you need them to also be able to have those few more defensive moments, obviously, because every once in a while you will see Z go forward and have an offensive moment. And it's very random when he does.
One-offs. Like, he's great when he has a breakaway. He really knows how to capitalize on those moments. He's great with like being that mid guy to like get the puck elsewhere. But he's not great with like taking chances in the middle of it.
Yeah. And I feel like with what you said about Mason, the reason we've seen him slowly transition into that is because of last season.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had no one to step into that role of McAvoy and Hampus, because when we still had Carlo, that's not how he plays. Him and Z play the same way. So it wasn't going to be either of them. It's not, he kind of tried, but kind of stayed more in the middle where he was a mixture of both.
Yeah.
So if we wanted that, we saw it in Mason. And I feel it makes sense because he's also the youngest one out of them. And not that his style isn't developed, but he's still developing his style within the NHL and within his team.
Yeah, you're able to adapt him a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Power play. We had 3 power plays, I believe, last night.
Yes.
And 1 penalty kill, I think.
No penalty kills.
No penalty kills. Just kidding. I know who's on power play 1. I don't have who's on power play 2. But power play 1 was Lindholm, Geeky, Arvidsson, Blumel, and McAvoy. Meh.
It looked like a normal Bruins power play where we passed 20,000 times.
Yeah.
McAvoy shot a bit more than he normally does, and that surprised me. But I don't know if it's also because of the group he was with.
Yeah. Lindholm and Geeky are like, I guess they're kind of used to being on our power play, but I feel like they weren't really taking a lot of chances. We kept letting the puck out of our zone. I
believe we let in a goal like right after one of the power plays too.
Yeah. In general, we had at least the first half of the game, we had a lot of sloppy puck handling. Just like a lot of random stuff that, like, as professional hockey players in general, I'm like, what the heck is happening?
Yeah, about 30 seconds after our first power play, we let in a goal.
Which is crazy.
At least it wasn't shorthanded, so I'll take that, but still.
Yeah. I'm also just reading this. Marcus Sturm on the VL Brown-Durand combination. I really like our 4th line. They were our best line. They worked really hard, brought us some energy. They were buzzing around and did exactly what I wanted them to do. I have a feeling we're going to see more of that line. I would love to see that line. I would love to see that line up in the NHL. I would love for that to be our 4th line. I don't think it's going to. I could see it being what, like, I hope that it's his recommendation that is one of the top lines in the AHL. I think they worked so well together.
Because I really don't know if you bring them all in as a full line, who you don't have in the lineup at that point.
Yeah, you'd have to get rid of Hootsy, Eismont,
Kastelik, maybe, depending on how your lines go.
Maybe Beecher.
Mitten
for sure. I don't see him.
I feel like he made a case. I think he does.
Really? We have different opinions
after last night.
This never happens, guys. I think the exact same thing on stuff like this. Tell me more.
Okay, so out of the 3 of them, Patra, Lysell, Mitten. Mitten had the most consistent, looked like he actually put in the time over the summer. Not that the others didn't. but you clearly see that he stuck to it and is trying to stay within the NHL and make the team. I think if he keeps his consistency up with how he's been playing and even goes a bit above that, he's going to make the team out of all of them. And if we want a young guy, it's going to be him instead of the other two.
Yeah. The media loves him. I'll say from like outside the team perspective, media loves him. The amount of media
they love
coverage
him and
that guy
Patra.
gets is crazy. I would say of our young guys, it's between those two for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think the tough sell there is that is the Poitras of it all. Like, I think no matter what, Lysell and Brown are not actually in the conversation. As much as it physically pains me to say that, because I think they both deserve a chance, I think at this point, like, Don Sweeney has essentially written them off to the AHL. They are not going to get their time. And I hate that. I truly want them both to stay up. It's actually crazy to me.
Or maybe just keep Brown.
Just keep Brown. Like, give him the shot, please. Please. Anyway, it's definitely going to be down to Poitras and Mitten. I think it is going to be a hard decision. I think you're right. I think between the two last night, I noticed Mitten more than I noticed Poitras. I think it's going to be hard because Poitras has I can't think of the word right now. It starts with an R. Repertoire? No, that's not the word I want to use. But like, he has great relationships with in the locker room already. So I think if come game 4, let's say Poitras has a really great game tomorrow, Mitten is like so, and we continue like that, games 3 and game 4. If it comes down to maybe locker room, Matty might have a little bit of an advantage just because he knows those guys better. Like, I think Sturm is going to be a coach that is going to take some locker room aspects into account as well, just based on the comments he's already made about like how he set it up off the ice. There was like a joke made about like Group B is cleaner in the locker room than Group A. Just he seems to be taking a lot of like holistic stuff into his consideration versus just on the ice.
Yeah. And I remember the joke too about like Group A buying like Group B a beer or something.
Yes. Yeah.
So I could see that. But I feel like it goes both ways because the issue is Poitras was down for half of last season, but he's been here for 2 years. So with the guys who are still here, he's built that. But Mitten then built a relationship with everyone post trade deadline.
Yeah.
So they have different groups, and that's like
they're so cute.
That's the issue with it.
Sox game like 2 weeks ago. A bunch of them went to the Red Sox game together. A bunch of the AHL guys went to the Red Sox game together. They're so cute.
I love seeing them in the wild. Like, I know they don't live at the rink, but I love it when they're just like randomly at a concert or at a baseball game together or a football game.
Yeah. Especially during like this time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you see?
Just go up in the air with them.
Did you see McAvoy at the game? With Kylie and their son.
Kylie posted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And Kylie said, like, we've been waiting for this or something.
Then with the Red Sox game and then yesterday. I loved it. And with his little helmet.
I hate that they're in a situation because that's like a medical condition where he has to wear the helmet. So I hate that they're in like that situation. However, I love that they put the stickers on it. They made it into like a like not a goalie helmet, a hockey helmet. Like it's the CCM brand on the front. Like they did it all. It's so cute. Her video of making it is really cute too.
As long as they're having fun with it, it's a good way to help with it too.
Yeah. Ugh, my little heart. Yeah, I think yesterday is a starting point.
Mm-hmm. Get the rest off, get it out of the way, have the bad game, and get right back into it.
Yeah. Speaking of yesterday, though, in other teams that I follow, Utah had a doubleheader against the Avs. They had half the team playing at 5:00 at the university, and then half the team playing at the Avs stadium at 7:30. At least I think that's how they sped it up. I actually haven't looked since I saw the announcement yesterday. That's wild to me. That's crazy. That's madness.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the time they started, and it won't show me the time, and I think that's so rude.
Yeah, one was at 5:00 and one was at 7:30. I mean, I do love. I gotta look at the lineups. I haven't looked at the lineups from yesterday. I
that
do
first
love
game
the
was not
idea
pretty.
of like having one of your groups play one game and have one of your groups playing the other. I think that is a great way to start the season. Get everybody out on the ice and see what happens.
Well, that first game's just rude looking at the roster. That is Colorado's like almost entire NHL team.
Oh yeah, they had all of their stars at the university at the 5:00 game.
When all the rookies were there?
Denver. So they had all the alums at Denver. And then the 7:30 game had all of Utah's starters, which was against the Avs rookies, essentially.
With like a few decent guys in there.
Yeah. Like Veggie getting ice time is so crazy to me. On the first day of the season, you're putting your 1G out on the ice. Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
I always find it weird when a team for like their first preseason game will play their entire NHL roster with like two guys that are not on their NHL roster. And I'm like, why? This is unfair. Like, I know it doesn't count, but it just feels unfair.
Oh, I'm lying. No, I'm not. I'm looking at today's lineup. Hold on.
Oh.
That's crazy that they played 2 games yesterday and they're playing a game today. What?
Wait, they play again today?
Yeah, that just said tonight's lineup and it was posted 4 hours ago. That's why I'm like, day one.
Oh my god, they play at 10 o'clock.
No, that's today's lineup.
Yeah, 10 o'clock tonight against Anaheim.
That shit's crazy.
I think I would cry if my team had 3 games in 2 days. Like, what?
Tonight is like most of their NHL team, but that makes sense because how did
none of them played?
Oh, they played game 2, had 7 defense playing yesterday. They only had 11 forwards for game 2 yesterday.
And they saved everyone else who didn't play for tonight.
Yep. That's crazy.
I couldn't imagine splitting my entire like training camp up into like, okay, who's playing game 1, who gets game 2, who gets game 3, and like the sense that they're all happening back to back to back.
Yeah, some of the guys that are playing tonight played last night, but they're on different lines.
No, thank you. That just feels cruel.
That's crazy. I would hate that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. And then they have they get 7 preseason games.
They have 7.
Yeah, they have the Vikings on Thursday, the Kings next Tuesday, the Kings again on Thursday, and then San Jose next Saturday. They had 2 games yesterday. They get 7 games essentially out of this. That's madness.
They couldn't even, like, they're having all of this in just under 2 weeks by a day, and you couldn't space out the games yesterday?
I have so many questions.
I want to know who scheduled it and why they did it this way.
Although their jerseys looked, those jerseys look beautiful on the ice. Oh, the other thing about Utah that we should talk about too. I know we're a Bruins podcast, fully aware Utah is my second/third team, depending on the week. They split it with the Wild. Their new facility, their new practice training facility.
They kept their promise. They made it happen.
It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Ryan, if you ever hear this,
we love you, and we love what you're doing for Utah.
They continue to get it right. I can't have the coyote look at me while I say this. I was a naysayer. I was very unhappy last May, 2 Mays ago, I guess now, or April, when the announcement was made that the Coyotes were being sold. I was very unhappy. I was very sad. I was very negative. I said some mean things to some people. Not to anybody. I just tweeted it on the internet, which is basically the same thing.
But how they're going about it?
I didn't think Ryan was going to keep any of his promises, and I would like to make this my formal apology.
What good ownership does for a team.
It's crazy. Liz has them predicted to be going to Stanley Cup finals. I have them predicted to be the President's Trophy winner. I think what Ryan has done from a fan perspective is great. He keeps ticket costs low. He keeps concessions low. He makes the game accessible to others. They've done a lot of work already with creating like a community there. Also offering education to the new fans and creating a like system for kids. They've really done that. They have a promise to put in, I don't know the number. I want to say it's a lot of money. Like he's made a promise to put like a lot of money into creating more like peewee essentially teams and leagues and opportunities. The team has really tried to partner with the community on stuff like that. So from like the fan perspective, he has done so much work. And from the player perspective, he promised within a year they would have a brand new facility to be their home training practice facility. Not only did he do it. It's gorgeous. It has a swimming pool. It's got practice ice. It has dry land. It has like a football field type situation in there. They have everything they need in that facility for a full body holistic training facility. It is gorgeous. It is crazy, and it will set the standard for new teams moving forward. Like he did
and
it.
Ownership in general.
Yes. It is actually crazy. Like I love it so much.
And I found what you're talking about. from back in April with their Growth and Renovation Grant Program. They have, from the NHL's Industry Growth Fund, they have $150,000 backing it.
Yeah. Which I think is great. I think he has promised more too from like an organizational standpoint outside of the NHL too, or like a Ryan owner perspective too.
Oh, I found it. Ryan announced that the Smith Entertainment Group will donate up to $500,000 per rink on up to 20 new rinks.
That one. That's the one. I'm like, I wanted to say $1 million, then I was like, I don't know where I'm getting that number from. But yes, 500,000 for 20 rinks.
And that's per rink. So like, I'm not doing math in my brain.
Almost a new rink.
That might be like however many zeros that is. Like $10 million. Yeah, 10 million.
It's a lot of money.
And just to build rinks, like.
But I think when we talk realistically about like this growing the game aspect, which we love to talk about, I think when you actually look at growing the game, this is actually growing the game. Mm-hmm. This is truly moving the needle. I think you look at stuff like this, you look at Seattle and their partnerships that they're doing with the community for jersey designs and themed nights, and how they're making sure to include marginalized voices and groups in those areas. That is growing the game. Mm-hmm. That is when I stand on my soapbox about DEI. That is real-time use of DEI practices in, if I'm going to speak on this, how do I include everybody in this conversation about hockey? That is it.
And those designs, by the way, gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
And they highlight all the artists in it too, which a lot of teams don't highlight the artist. They go above and beyond and make sure the artist is known whenever they post anything related to the theme night. And I love it.
Yeah. I think it's so interesting to me that your two newest teams in the NHL are setting this incredible precedent, and they are doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else is staring at them being like, why are you doing that?
Mm-hmm. And then you have teams allegedly going backwards.
I will forever... I'm going to say it. A player getting told to leave a game for wearing a do-rag is actually insane. A player having to cut off their hair last year because it's not in the player standards that a coach has assigned because he's a black male. Let's be honest, that is a rule that is particularly made to regulate black men and their style. You have slurs being used by your fans and you're not doing anything about it at these games. And then your two newest teams in the league, you're looking at being like, why are you making us look bad? Sweetie, you're doing it yourself.
It's a call from inside the house.
Yeah. They are just like being normal people, being kind to all. And you are actually doing practices that you should maybe look at. You're afraid of having females on your staff because of what might happen. Listen, anybody who's actually been around a hockey player in their workspace and has to deal with them in their workspace doesn't want to deal with them any other time of the day. Let's be entirely honest. They want to get as far away from that one as possible when they go home. Like
they smell. Have we not talked about this? They smell after a game. I don't care if they shower, they smell. Their equipment smells. Everything about them is smelly.
Boys are gross and hockey players are gross.
Mm-hmm. Also, like,
I met one of my favorite hockey romance authors 2 weekends ago, and she's also a really big hockey fan. Shout out Chelsea. Hi. I told her I have a podcast. I didn't tell her what my podcast was called, but
she's over here. Hi.
Hi. I mean, she lives in the Northeast. But it was so fun to talk with her about hockey. I will never get over it. But also, I gotta reel it back in. Sorry, I'm distracting myself. We both were like, this is why we love hockey romance, because realistically, this is not what hockey players are. What you read in a book is not what a hockey player is like. They are totally different. And so when we read these books about like, oh, these women that work for the team falling in love with players, that's not realistic. Like, but that's why we love hockey romance, because it combines so much of what we love about the sport and like is fiction.
Mm-hmm.
It's not real. These guys do not act like this in real life. Yes, they love their wives and their partners so much. Not at the rink. It doesn't come at the rink.
I've dated 2 different guys who have played hockey. No.
Yeah.
They're nothing like the books. And I'm sure there are probably some of them out there who are like the books.
Yeah.
They're not like the books.
No.
I don't recommend it.
I forgot how we got here. ADHD.
Growing the game. Growing the game into not growing the game with all these other teams.
Yes. So when we look at growing the game, Utah's doing it right. And I need everybody else to step up, especially like I saw this thing the other day, this TikTok the other day that was like, what do you mean the Detroit Red Wings and Rangers and is it the Blackhawks are celebrating 100 years too this year?
Yeah.
All 3 of them. They're like, what do you mean they're all celebrating their 100-year thing? Like, what? Yeah, babe. Yeah. We're called the Original Six.
Learn about it.
We all started around the same time. The Original Six. Oh yeah, and something about like, well, the Bruins had their 100 last year. Like, why do all these teams have so many 100-year? I'd love to educate you on this. We're called the Original Six. 6 teams. All kind of developed around the same time. Stayed that way.
You're 2 difference.
Here we are.
We've now expanded to 32.
32. There's some in and outs in there too. Quebec, Atlanta. No, Atlanta was ECHL.
Atlanta. The old Winnipeg Jets.
The old Winnipeg Jets, which then became the Phoenix Coyotes, which then became technically, this is the interesting part about Utah, though, is Utah starts as this is the confusing part about Utah. Utah is technically the Coyotes. However, they do not keep the Coyotes record. The Coyotes keep the Coyotes record, but when they come back as an expansion team with the Coyotes record. Utah doesn't keep Coyotes record.
Which is why it's so weird to talk about Utah, because they're both an expansion team, but a relocation at the same time.
Yes.
And people treat them like they're one or the other. And they're not.
They are a relocation set up as a new entity. And then Phoenix or Arizona Coyotes, when they come back, will draft like an expansion team, but keep a record like a relocation. Because he in the 5-year in that Alex Moreno has 5 years, whatever, he got to keep the Coyotes like everything organization. Just the players and the staff were sold to Smith Entertainment. It's so weird.
Well, it's like how current Winnipeg doesn't have old Winnipeg's records because
Yes.
of how they transitioned. They have Atlanta.
Yes.
Or like I think Dallas, before they were Dallas, they were in Minnesota, right? They were
Yeah,
the North
Minnesota
Stars.
Stars went down to Dallas. Yeah, so the Wild
Yep.
is a new team. I mean, they're
So it's like
30
you
years
have
old
all of
now, but
these like combining teams within it with different histories.
it's so interesting. The SPHL just announced a new team coming to Mobile, Alabama. Not next year, 27, 28, I think will be their first year. ECHL announced another new team. I want to say in Savannah, maybe they're getting another team. So I'm here for it. I'm here for
I'll
the
take it.
expansion of hockey.
Grow the game.
As long as they do it right. Like this was part of why Alex Moreno didn't get to keep the Coyotes was this that is happening right now in Utah. And we talked about this not last week, I guess probably a month ago now when we were talking about Stanley Cup predictions, was this aspect of it's the Coyotes. And like it's some of these guys for the first time are getting a real NHL treatment, which is crazy.
But again, it's all the difference that management makes.
Mm-hmm.
Because they weren't a bad team. They just had a crappy ownership.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's going to be great. Shane Doan's wife was just named to the advisory committee for the Arizona Coyotes, whatever shenanigans. I haven't read the actual article on it yet, but I just saw that today. I'm excited for the Coyotes. I think it's going to be great. In Utah. Mm-hmm. All of the entities there.
I'm excited for the potential rivalry between Arizona and Utah.
It's going to be good. Speaking of rivalries, let's make some predictions.
Okay.
Because, speaking of rivalries, guess who we see tomorrow?
Is it the Rangers?
The Rangers. I say this so sweetly, but I actually am not looking forward to this at all.
We only have 2 games this week. Sorry, this caught me off guard.
Yep.
Technically 3, because next week's at 7.
Oh, yeah. We'll have recorded after that. We'll be recording during the third period, potentially. Maybe.
Don't mind me doing the draft while also having the game on the other screen.
I didn't plan this well. It's fine.
It's okay. We didn't think about it.
Okay. So we got 3 games this week. We are going to MSG tomorrow. So we will see the Rangers in New York at 7:00 tomorrow. They won their game yesterday. I assume it was yesterday. What do you got for this one?
Rangers. I'm feeling it's going to be the Rangers, but I also don't know who we're playing.
I know. I was hoping
and that's what gets me.
A roster before this.
Mm-hmm. We still have everyone up right now.
Yeah.
As far as I know, no one's been sent down or anything.
You're telling me they're at an Eric Church concert right now at TD Garden?
Yeah.
Living the life. Anyway, I was making sure that we didn't have a roster posted yet, and then I see that they're at the concert. Okay, anyway. You've got the Rangers for tomorrow.
I don't think it's going to be like 5-2 bad, but maybe like 3-1.
Okay. I'm going to take the Bruins again. I think our second and third periods started looking a lot better. I think I'm optimistic from the coaching standpoint. Like the coaching is really what I'm relying on here more so than the players.
Yeah, because I feel like we're gonna have completely different players tomorrow than we did yesterday.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
maybe
not
one
getting
or
too
two
excited about it.
guys.
Yeah, it's like 3-2 for me. Like, I'm not overzealous about this. But taking Bruins 3-2 tomorrow.
Okay.
Saturday, we've got a 5 o'clock game against the Flyers in Philly.
I'm gonna say Boston.
Mm,
No offense to the Flyers, but like Boston.
yeah. What do you got for a score?
I think 3-2.
I like it. Um, See, we also see the Flyers on Monday at home at 7. So I think I'm going to go Flyers for away, but Bruins for home.
Okay. I'm thinking Bruins for both. Because we have Pasta, and Pasta hates the Flyers, and he's going to be playing at least one of them.
Yeah, but I don't know if he'll play Saturday. I think he'll play at home.
I think he'll play Saturday. I feel like that Monday game is really going to be the final, like, cuts. Because then we have 2 games remaining to finalize the group.
That's a good point.
So I think Monday is going to be where we see, like, the last time we see multiple guys that we don't think are going to be in the lineup. And then the next 2 games after that might have, like, 1 to 3, like, figuring out who your 13th and who your 7th defensemen are.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think I'm still going to go Flyers for away. 3-1.
Okay.
Monday, I'm going to go Bruins. Two and 0. Because at that point, it's probably going to be an NHLer. It's going to be Corpy or Sway in net come Monday. So I'm going to say we get a shutout on Monday.
Okay. I think it's so funny because that was my thought.
Oh,
and we had different. My score tomorrow is your score Saturday, and your score tomorrow is my score Saturday, and then we have the same score on Monday.
So funny. That's great. If we have the same, that means it's got to happen.
Or it's going to be like that one time we had the same, and it was the exact opposite.
Yeah. No, it has to be good magic. For the first same prediction of the season, it has to be good magic.
Please.
Dear hockey gods, please give us shutout magic on Monday against the Flyers at home. Please and thank you. We promise to make sure not to spill any ketchup or mustard on our jerseys. Thank you, and we love you. Bye. You say
I think we
at the end of a prayer to a hockey god? I don't know.
Thank you, hockey gods. We will shoot a puck in your honor.
Oh my god, this will be my last off topic thing for the night. I wrote a poem. I wrote 'Twas the Night Before Christmas poem about hockey. But Austin has a really funny way he wants me to record it to put it on social media that I might do. But it's so funny. But shoot the puck is written into it, which is what.
I love that.
It's so funny. I can't wait to share it with everybody.
And to the hockey gods, we had our first actual disagreement on something today, so give us this agreement.
Please.
Please.
That's so funny. I know, we usually never disagree on stuff. That's so funny.
No, our brains are always like same wave process with it, but I kind of like it that we're different for once because then we have like the different perspectives and it's not like we're both like, yeah, here's our perspective. It's just one brain cell.
Yeah. Truly. Well, I think that's it for tonight.
Yeah.
Next week episode will be a little bit different. We are doing our draft at 9:15, so we'll get going at 9. Then 9:15 we'll start drafting. So we'll be doing draft while we're streaming. Since we did a larger draft, we are not inviting everybody to join us. They
That'd
can
be too
hang
many
out in the
people.
comments, but there's 20 of us in this. So I also don't know anybody, which is great. We have a lot of
3 people
that found us from social media, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Go find us on social media. Follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads.
Hop over to TikTok because it's really popping off.
Yeah. Our social media is doing great. We're doing awesome. Pucks and PP's pod. Go find us. If you want to join our book club, send us a message to get in our Discord. It's also in our Instagram bio, I think. But we will be announcing October's book soon because October is next week, which is crazy. Other than that, we'll be back next week at 9 p.m. Eastern. I almost said Central. Nope. Eastern time. Drop your predictions for this week's game. Let us know. Follow us on social media. Buy your merch, bsen617.square.site. And other than that, my social media, you can find me at HyperEmi. Liz, where can people find you?
You can find me at Liz__Fraser.
And that's it. We'll see you guys next week.